How's it going, Magpies? Magpie Leon here today with a very, very special guest. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm excellent. This is again very, very big day for me. So, today's video we're just going to be sort of throwing out some ideas on how a Halo Battle Royale can actually be really good, and so just ideas we've got and how it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. Yeah, that's about it really. So, like, obviously there's been a lot of it's had a very mixed reception, hasn't it? Whether or not they do one, and obviously we know the game doesn't need one to succeed. It's gonna do just fine without one, but that doesn't mean that it wouldn't be a pretty cool addition.
For sure. Yeah.
I, and
I Go ahead. Go
so I've like obviously I definitely think they might have something like that planned, because have you heard about with MCC how they plan on upping their custom games counts to like 40 to even 60?
Mm,
I definitely think that's like testing something for Infinite.
yeah, that's pretty suspicious.
Like, because a lot of the stuff that I feel like they're doing in Master Chief Collection is like a test for Infinite in some way. So I could see that either being something where we get like a big team battle or a battle royale.
It's a really great way to figure out,
Exactly.
how that plays out. How does 60 Spartans running around in one lobby, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think as well. I mean, people seem to be mad about it, but Halo I think would be fine. Although it seems like the people that are more so angry about it just happen to be the louder ones. I mean, I held a poll for it, and obviously I don't have loads of followers, but quite the vast majority voted that they'd be completely fine with one.
Yeah,
Which is
it
quite
seems.
weird to see.
I definitely. It seems like the general consensus is that it would be a cool thing to do for sure.
Yeah, like I'd really enjoy a Halo Battle Royale. Like, I think,
Mm.
although I'm not a massive fan of Battle Royales, I do play a couple of them from time to time. They're not necessarily my sort of go-to if I fancy playing
Right.
something. But I think Halo is like the perfect game for it.
Literally, yeah. Like the sandbox and the vehicles and the physics and everything. It just even if you put in a battle royale that had no new ideas or new features, just it being Halo gameplay in a battle royale alone would just put it above most other battle royales for sure.
Exactly. I remember when Fortnite was first became huge, and obviously I'm still playing Halo 5 at the time. Some people made like a Fortnite mode in Halo 5, and
Yeah.
although it was obviously it's only a smaller player count because it's only Halo 5, but it was quite fun sort of getting to sort of test it with Halo's sandbox. And I think it depends if, like, I mean, for me, an ideal Halo Battle Royale would be you play as ODSTs, you spawn in on drop pods, and obviously you just loot up with different like weapons and vehicles from Halo, like stuff like the Hornet or the Warthog just going around them. I mean, as well, seeing the Razorback in Halo, the fact that it's a four-seater squad vehicle, that sounds oddly perfect for a battle royale.
Yeah, you know what? I had the exact same thought when I saw well, I mean, we knew about the Razorback. We didn't know how it was gonna like what it was gonna be like, how it was gonna play out, and finding out that it's a four-man vehicle that you can stash loot on.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like oddly specific to sort of cater to that sort of thing.
Yeah, a little bit sussy.
Like, I mean, it looks like a great vehicle, obviously, and I think it would be
does, yeah.
something that would be great for a battle royale setting. Like, imagine if they added it where you could sit on the treads in a Scorpion, and you could find a Scorpion in a battle royale. Like,
Yeah.
your teammates are just sitting on the treads. That'd be sick. But like, imagine as well if they added elements from Halo 5's Warzone in it, and you had like AI enemies that spawn in the map, and like bosses that you could go and fight to get much better loot. Like, it's risk reward situation. Like, what
Yeah.
if those banished strongholds that we've seen in the campaign, they're
I'm
on
just
the map?
imagining like. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, if those banished strongholds are on the map and you can go and raid them, yeah, there's enemies there, but you'd have much better loot.
Yeah, definitely. I have this visual of like hopping into a beefed up Scorpion in the battle royale mode and just finding like a nice hill and sitting on top of it and just
Yeah,
just
yeah, it'd be
popping
insane.
people left and right. Oh man.
So, in terms of like how they could handle the map as well, like obviously Zeta Halo's practically destroyed. What if the map was actually a chunk of Zeta Halo that flung off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Something like that could be cool.
You could say there's everything about Halo Infinite is like it's just sitting there waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, like honestly, like, do I think they need one? Of course not. But do I think it'd be a massive missed opportunity if they didn't have one? Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Like,
oh, God, yes.
It would be. I mean, they don't need to do it where he plays ODSTs or whatever. Obviously, it'd be just fine as where you spawn in with spawn, and maybe you have like weaker shields or something, so you have to, as well as your weapons and that, you have to find like
yeah, there'd
upgrades
have
for
to be a
shield
different
system
way
or
to
what.
balance it for sure. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's greater minds than I. You know what I mean? You'd have to start thinking about the sandbox, and I mean, naturally, it's not going to just instantly translate to you know the typical multiplayer health and shields and whatnot to the battle royale. You'd have to really think about how that affects the gameplay, the speed of things. Is it too long to kill somebody in a battle royale? Does it end up in situations where people come in third party way too often? Those are things you kind of have to think about.
Yeah, exactly. I think like as well with them having this 10-year plan. I mean, it's not even something you have to launch instantly. They could launch it like a year into the game or something, because that would probably be something that'd get a bunch of new players to come into it and a bunch of players to come back. Because obviously battle royales, I imagine a year from now, are still going to be pretty popular. I mean, people have been saying they've been dying for ages, and they really haven't. So I can still see them being just as popular a year from now. So I think if Halo added one at that like time, I think it'd be really cool, and it'd not only attract a bunch of new players, but it'd have some people come back to it as well.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
VR. I think a lot of games are getting new attention because of battle royale.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
people are looking at it and being like, "Oh, that's a cool context to play that experience."
Yeah, I think as well, like how they can handle like your circle system. So if it does take place on the ring or a chunk of a ring, I think there's a few different ways they could do it. If it's like on a chunk of the ring, maybe pieces of the chunk that you're on are like falling away, or maybe it's you know, like in Halo Wars 2, how I think Anders has that ability where it circles the troops and sentinels. What if it's actually like a swarm of sentinels that are slowly closing in on the map, and if you're caught outside of it, they fire at you?
Oh yeah, you could do a lot of stuff like that.
Like, I think that it'd be like really cool. Like I feel like
You could even have it like, oh, the structural integrity of this portion of the ring is slowly collapsing.
Yeah.
So you have to move toward the center before it collapses.
Yeah, like imagine if there's like underground Forerunner facilities on the map and stuff. But like if they do go with the route where there's AI enemies, maybe the flood and stuff can spawn in some of them. Like just
maybe
making
you could even go ahead.
Yeah, I just think like it'd add that level of like it make it so much more intense. Because you're not just worrying about players, you'd have to worry about other things as well, and it'd keep you cautious all the time.
It didn't even occur to me. You could even do like a situation where there's no closing in, but there's areas of the ring that are collapsing that you can no longer access because you literally just watch them collapse. And it could be the center of the map, it could be the right quadrant, or just a small chunk or something like that. It could be completely dynamic, and you could do some really cool stuff with that.
Yeah, I think there's so much like potential for ways they can handle it. They don't even have like you said, they don't even have to do like your generic circle system. They could literally just handle it a completely different way that would feel more unique to this game. Like I mean, with a lot of the stuff that they've shown off, I just think there's so much potential there. And although, like, I mean, I've seen one of the concerns people have is that you'd waste resources that go into the base game. Not really. If anything, they'd just be reusing assets that they made for other modes.
That's a hell of a hot take. Really, the only established IP to release a battle royale and have it absolutely flop is Battlefield. Yeah, and that's just because they just kind of half-assed it. It wasn't really a very good battle royale.
And
it didn't do anything special.
Yeah,
and it was World War II era,
which
is
as well. You had to pay for that game, whereas every other battle royale on the market was free. So like, who's gonna buy it to play their battle royale when you can just go install Warzone or Apex or Fortnite? Like,
oh yeah, I mean that's another big seller, right? That Battlefield, you had to pay for the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Then a big huge wall that gets in the way.
Like, I just think with how sort of many people are going to be coming to Halo, obviously some of those people, you know, it's going to be older and younger players, and a lot of those younger players that will be coming to it are probably, you know, like your kids that go and play Fortnite and stuff, who probably love Battle Royale. So I think to cater to sort of a wider audience as well, it'd be nice to sort of have that option. I mean, like I say, it's not something I'd play personally all the time, but I think it'd be nice to have it there, because if you get bored of playing like your big team battle or your arena modes, you've got a different option there to go and hop on another mode.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, I just think it would be a really missed opportunity. I mean, I'm not going to be like angry if there isn't one, because again, I don't think the game particularly needs one. But it's something I'd like to see there. I mean, I've been playing Fortnite to get a bit more. Obviously, they had Chief to it ages ago, and I played it loads when they added Chief to it. And then I go back to it from time to time because I just think it's cool that Chief's there as an option. And in a way, it's sort of like seeing Chief in this game sort of makes me wish that we did have like a Halo Battle Royale experience, rather than the only way to be able to play a Halo Battle Royale is to go and play Fortnite.
Right. Yeah. I'm curious. Something that was actually occurring to me today that I was thinking about while I was taking a drive was, I was thinking about the weapon diversity in Halo and how they would probably need to significantly increase the amount of weapons that are in the sandbox and the different roles that they could potentially fill. But you got to look at the game again. You got to look at the game and realize they're doing that. They're doing all of that, actually. They're adding so many new weapons that fill so many different niches. And even like looking at something like the Spartan laser having not shown up yet and something like the skewer showing up instead, it's interesting to see that they've kind of taken away a lot of those insta-kill types of weapons.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the skewer just kind of looks like the banished equivalent of a splazer anyway. Like, it looks like it's going to fill a similar role. Probably not be as, like, broken, but it looks like it fills somewhat of a similar role. But, I mean, one thing, again, sort of just comparing it to, like, other Battle Royale games, I don't like it when weapons are removed. Like, even if it's not weapons, because I like having this sort of option of, oh, I could take this gun, but then I also really like that one, so which one do I use? So, with Halo, again, having this 10-year plan, does that mean we're going to see weapons, like, obviously we're going to see new weapons and classic ones return, I'd imagine. Like, we've got the Bulldog there, but does that necessarily mean that over the 10-year span that they don't plan on adding the regular shotgun at all? Because I think that would be a bit, like, daft if not. And obviously, I imagine you've seen the thingy about when they released that cosplay guide and everyone was like, surely that means they're bringing the Magnum back. Which
because they talk about the M60.
Yeah, with how popular those weapons are, it would be strange if they weren't sort of added over these years anyway. And I think having a battle royale with all those weapon options, like, it would make every match feel a bit different. Like when games remove weapons, like going back to just Fortnite as an example, when they go and remove a bunch of weapons to make way for these new ones, and then you go on, and then you kind of just find a set of weapons that you like, and then you never really need to use anything else because it's not exactly like you're forced to use the other weapons because that's all that's there. I mean, I think if Halo just kept all its weapons in and had it randomized which ones spawned in, I think that'd make it a lot more unique and diverse, and it would make every match feel different. Like, you're not always going to have a sniper, you're not always going to have like a super long range weapon. You might have to make do with like a battle rifle or something in most situations,
right?
Like, which I think would just make it a bit more unique compared to other battle royales that usually you just tend to use the same weapon over and over again.
Yeah, definitely.
I think
I'm wondering what the I'm just thinking about what the VK78 will fit in the sandbox. Starting to feel like that's maybe a starter weapon.
Yeah, like with the types of weapons, like a lot of them would fit into that sort of battle royale setting perfectly. Like, you could have, if they had supply drops or whatever, that would be where you'd find things like the skewer and your Hydra launcher and whatnot, which would come in really handy. It would come in really handy if someone rocks up in a warthog, like if someone starts chasing you after you in a rocket hog. But then you pick up a skewer, you can turn the tide on them. I mean, I know that's the case in the regular multiplayer anyway, but I feel like in a battle royale setting where
you're not
respawning.
I also wonder if maybe vehicular combat is going to allow for full 360 movement when you're in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? So you can completely look around and shoot the enemies around you. Yeah. But it's weird how you haven't been able to do that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool if that was the case. Like I said, I think, like, the Razorback, it seems like the perfect sort of vehicle for a battle royale setting. Imagine if it's where you can mount turrets on the back, like the two people sitting in the back seat, if you can mount a turret on it. Like,
or even like missile pods and stuff.
Yeah, like
what could you put on that thing?
That would be great. Like, I think with the people sitting in the back two seats, they should be able to use that sort of stuff because they've got the room to do it. Usually when you hold like a chain gun, you hop into a warthog and it makes you drop it, doesn't it? So I think if with the people in the back 2 seats, it'd be cool if they can still keep a hold of it.
Yes.
So I think that could, like, vehicles would obviously play a very crucial part in Halo's Battle Royale specifically. And then I think another thing as well, so, like, Warzone obviously has it where its map's made up of a couple of multiplayer maps and stuff. I'd love to see that in Halo. Like, a part of the map that's, like, Blood Gulch or Valhalla. Or you have, like, a cave system that's based off Rat Race. Or, like, some, like...
Yeah, or, like, have the pit somewhere in the map, too.
Like, maybe there's just a big desert area on the map that's just sand trap in the pit. Like, it would be really cool if they made it a mixture of unique locations and sort of a way to bring some of those classic maps back. Like,
Skill-wise.
Because obviously they'll have alternatives and, like, new maps in the multiplayer. So I think it'd be a good way, like, maybe if Blood Gulch rather than... Like, I love Blood Gulch. I'd love to see it come back as a normal map. I think it's iconic. But if they added it as, like, an area in a battle royale, I think that'd be a really, like, nice reference to it, and I think that'd be something really cool. Like, imagine 2 people drop at the 2 bases at, like, Blood Gulch in a battle royale and they're fighting each other across the bases. I think that'd be hilarious.
Oh yeah,
I think this
would be cool. And then, like, as like a little Easter egg, they put snipers on each of the towers that always spawn there or something.
Like, guaranteed to get a sniper there or something.
Yeah,
like, that'd be pretty cool. I think as well, like, Halo's obviously a game that has always sort of tried to give you the option for exploration and all that. So a battle royale again would be perfect, and, like, they could hide, like, Easter eggs across the map and stuff like that, and references to other to other games and all that sort of stuff to sort of push exploration within a battle royale setting. I think that would be really cool.
We could definitely do events too, like in-game events.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. Like maybe an event where a banished supercarriers, they're called supercarriers, aren't they? The big ships. I always forget what they're called.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what they're called.
But, like,
they're not called dreadnoughts, are they?
Not a clue. I can't remember for the life of me. Like, if they had an event where, like, a big ship like that showed up as something above the map and all, like, stuff like that, maybe it meant that there was an increase of AI enemies and all that sort of stuff, or just, you know, I mean, I guess that's a bit more of a simple kind of thing, but they could do, like, some really cool stuff for it. And with how
or
they...
you could have, like a frigate crash onto that area that completely changes and wrecks up the map.
Yeah. Like, I think, as well, they could, with how they've got this sort of real push for the customization, like, they're making it really, really unique. As well, have it where you can unlock some stuff just by playing the Battle Royale, like how Fortnite has it where every time you get a win in that season, you get, like, your umbrella, so maybe do it where when you get a win in a season for Halo, you get a set of armor or a helmet or something for that season.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I just think that'd be something that'd really push players to at least give it a chance, because some people will see a Battle Royale and be like, oh, no, I'm not touching that, I hate Battle Royales. But then maybe they'll see that you can unlock a really cool set of armor if you win it, and then give it a go, and they might end up really liking it.
It's great for like, getting people retained, not retained, but introducing people to the experience and forcing them to understand it.
Yeah, exactly. I just... I know I keep saying it, but there's so much potential for ways they can handle it and make it so, like, fun and unique. Like, obviously, I'd imagine, since there's battle royales everywhere now, it probably would take ideas from other ones, but every game does that now. It's hard to make something completely original, but I imagine it would definitely have so many original ideas that only Halo could do, that would only work in a Halo scene. I mean, having a Mantis... Like, walking around a Mantis in a battle royale. It'd be terrifying to fight against, but it'd be awesome to play as. Like, you just start mowing everyone down. Like, it'd be insane.
I wonder what a skewer would do to a Mantis.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see, like, how the skewer works, because it looks like it definitely easily takes out some of the weaker vehicles. But is it only where you have to hit them at a certain point? Because obviously with the vehicles being destructible, do you have to hit them at a weak point or something in order to take them out instantly? Like, if you fire the skewer but you only hit the Warthog's tire, that's not going to blow the vehicle up, is it? Like, surely you'd have to hit it on its hood and destroy its engine or something like that for it to work. So it'd be interesting to see how that weapon works.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think obviously there's still a lot we've got to see yet with Infinite, and I think if they are going to do a battle royale, it wouldn't be something that they'd announce straight away anyway, just so they don't risk harming the reputation.
No, and so the thing is that from everything I've heard on the rumor mill side of things, the reliable rumor mill who has pretty much predicted everything so far.
Yeah.
their indication is that 343's goal right now is to win back Halo fans first, and then after they've done that, then they're going to start trying to grab mass attention.
Yeah, because I think obviously if they did come out and say, "Hey guys, we're doing a battle royale," most of those old school Halo fans,
like, focus on making a good Halo game, not a good Halo battle royale.
Yeah, even if that wouldn't be the focus. I mean, even if it's not necessarily where they do a Halo Infinite battle royale, I think just seeing Halo battle royale at some point in the future would be really cool. Like, obviously, I know we're gonna get spin-off games here and there. I can't see us having no other Halo games for the next 10 years. So like, even if it was just like an ODST spin-off game that is a battle royale, like just something like that. But I mean, I think it would be better as a mode in Infinite, but I could see that also being a possibility.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I think, like I say, if they are planning on doing one, they won't announce it until either just before launch or just after launch. More than likely just after, because you would have all those old school Halo fans, as they like to refer to themselves, getting really angry, like, how dare you do a battle royale? This game's supposed to be for me.
I could see like a month down the road a trailer just dropping for battle royale.
Like I say, with this 10-year plan, they're gonna have to add some really cool stuff over the years to keep players intrigued. So I can't see it just being every couple of months like, oh, by the way, we added 3 new multiplayer maps. Like, they've got to do some like really big stuff now and then, aren't they? Like, I mean, I made a video about this.
Skin.
I made a video about it the other week, how I think they'll add new game modes and like story DLC and all that sort of stuff. I think
they have big plans for that stuff.
I think playable elites are coming to the game. I do think
I
they won't
agree.
be there straight away.
Agree.
I bet we'll get a story DLC where you get players the Arbiter or something, and that will introduce playable elites alongside it. And I think if that was the case, and then like maybe even a DLC where you get to play as the Banished, like I was saying, imagine a DLC where you get to play as Hyperius, and the end boss for that DLC's Locke. But then that could introduce playable.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, and then that could introduce playable brutes to the multiplayer as well. And then imagine a battle royale where you can play as Spartans, elites, and brutes. That would be so cool. It just make the mode feel so much more like diverse.
Yes.
Like, I just think it would help to sort of make it really unique. Maybe they could even do it where in the battle royale setting, depending which sort of race you play as, they have different benefits. Like maybe the brute spawns in with more health, like when they spawn in, but they have slower movement speed or something like that.
Right.
And it could create a more like sort of, again, it could create another dynamic like gameplay loop for that mode specifically, because it's like I could play as the Spawn that's an all-rounder, or I could play as the elite that's better with this thing, or I could play as the brute that's better with that thing. And I think that would be a cool way to handle it. I think that would be a good way to make it a bit more unique as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing else has that.
Honestly, I want the game to become more like an MMO where people can just kind of play as all kinds of... Like, I was thinking to myself, like, I could see them somehow figuring out a way to justify playable, like, jackals and stuff.
Yeah, I'd love it if the Prometheans come back. I know...
Yeah.
I'd love it if they come back and then you got the option to play as a Promethean soldier. That'd be sick. I mean, I think the Prometheans deserve another chance, shot of redemption, if you will. But I think having all those sort of different playable like races, especially like in the multiplayer and in the battle royale, would just be so cool. Just so much potential there for all the stuff they could do for it.
There's a lot they could do. I wish we knew more about their internal ideas.
Just go and raid 343. Just have a look what they're up to.
What are you guys doing with this game? I need to know.
I think we've probably gone over everything we can with a battle royale now anyway, haven't we?
Yeah, for sure.
Now. So
no, I mean, it's fine. I could talk about it for hours and hours and hours, and I have.
Yeah.
We used to do game nights with Sean W. about a year ago, and Halo follower and stuff, and we would just sit there and talk about battle royale for hours on end.
Honestly, like I say, I've played like this one that someone made in Halo 5, and that was really fun. So I would love to see it like officially made by 343. And just seeing this big, huge, open multiplayer map. Like, at times, I've been playing Halo 5 again a lot more recently, and playing Warzone and running alongside these 11 other players. I mean, I'm glad that they've upped big team battle size, but it makes me want something more, want something even bigger.
God, I want to sink my teeth into an experience like that.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been in love with Halo for so long, and you know, the thing is, this is gonna be kind of doom posty to say, but I think we're gonna get bored of the regular Halo Infinite multiplayer quicker than we think.
Yeah, like obviously, like I say, I think it's definitely gonna launch with a lot, but I don't think it's going to launch with enough. Obviously,
I think it's going to do. I think it's going to exceed expectations in terms of sales and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of media hype for it when it comes out.
Yeah, but I think it'll get to
I don't think that hype is going to last unless they build on it and then they look at Modern Warfare 2019. I know I made that video about it, but this is why I made that video about it, because Modern Warfare 2019 is the perfect example. It came out, there was a back to the roots game, boots on the ground, classic Modern Warfare kind of pseudo sci-fi nonsense a little bit, but modern and quote unquote realistic.
Yeah.
And it was purely Call of Duty. It was Modern Warfare with a new coat of paint, essentially.
Exactly.
And a couple of bells and whistles, and people loved it. People loved the multiplayer. They ate it up, and they were all over it. And then a month later, they announced the Battle Royale, and let's check Twitch and see what's most viewed on Twitch right now. It's got 73,000 views on Twitch right now. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. And when Tim gets on and Nick Marks get on, it'll have 300,000 views like it does every other day.
Yeah, like it's insane. My only sort of, I guess, concern with it, like with the multiplayer and stuff. Obviously, we are getting a battle pass and all that, and I love how they're handling the battle pass. I made a video about it like a week or two beforehand, saying if they do a battle pass, they should do it like with Master Chief Collection, how it never expires and you can buy it and you can go back and buy any season. And then they went and announced it, so like I was streaming it at the time and I went nuts because I was like, I called it and I knew that's exactly how they were going to do it.
Honestly, what's crazy too is now the market is demanding that too. Like people are like, no, I don't want my battle pass to expire anymore. Let us keep using our battle passes and keep progressing towards them.
Games for ages.
Everyone wants this.
But my only, I guess, concern with them doing a battle pass. Obviously, there's a bunch of other ways to unlock stuff, but unless they keep frequently knocking out these extra events, like they said that you'd unlock the samurai armor. Is it called like your eye or something like that? Like the samurai armor, that'll be unlocked via a free event. But unless they keep knocking stuff like that out, when people have completed the Season 1 Battle Pass and unlock most of the stuff they can, you're going to end up taking a break from the game until the next Battle Pass comes out and you've actually got stuff to unlock again, aren't you? Like,
yeah, but that's the problem with every Battle Royale.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good for retention, but it's not a permanent fix.
Yeah.
There is no permanent fix. The only thing that really does a good job with that is, I think, Warzone, honestly, because Warzone usually does like a mid-season event that's just as big as the initial season event.
Yeah.
Like Warzone this season or I think it is this season, dropped the freaking the 80s action hero stuff, which was hype as hell. Everyone was all over that.
Yeah, exactly.
Freaking John McClane, and I run around with him in Warzone all the time.
It's the same like I know. Like Fortnite does similar stuff, like how it adds its crossover characters. Like
similar. I mean, the thing is with Fortnite just kind of drops characters that are
it doesn't do events for them most of the time. Like I know they're adding Thanos to it as a playable skin, which I think's really cool.
The Chief drop was pretty hype. That trailer was amazing.
Yeah, like I know they're adding Thanos again, but it's cool he's being added as skin. But I would have preferred they brought that endgame mode back. Like that game mode that they did, because I feel like that it would get players more excited and bring a lot of players back to the game more so than just adding them as a skin.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, so if they ever do a battle royale, it'd be cool if we did get like special game modes and stuff. I mean, I was saying like with Microsoft owning Bethesda, I'd love like a Doom crossover event. I think like the option to unlock like Doom Guy's helmet in the Halo multiplayer would be so cool. Like, it's just a little thing. Like, seeing how Coalition had helped on the game, them that make Gears.
I hope that they end up, and I think they're working on this, and I'm 99% positive they are. I hope they end up doing total conversion weapon skins and stuff, like where you can completely transform your weapon into something new. I'm imagining like a Sea of Thieves crossover event where you can get a cutlass instead of the energy sword.
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
Skewer looks a bit like a retro Lancer, I suppose. Like, it's well, I think Coalition helped them making the AI, how they've got the bots and stuff in it.
Oh yeah,
Since
I agree.
Gears has that in its multiplayer, so I bet Coalition helped them with that. I think that's what they've done. But it would be cool if we get how we had Halo Reach content in Gears 5, if we get some Gears of War content in it, imagine an armor coating that makes it look like the COG armor.
Oh yeah, for sure. You
or
could
like
easily do that
a
too.
weapon coating that just adds the Crimson Omen and stuff on your weapon. Like
Just
that
one
would be
like
really
a nice
cool.
little emblem on it with
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Coalition of Gears symbol on it.
Like I think I think just little crossover events like that would get people really excited. Like, hey, come on the game and play this event and unlock Carmine's helmet.
You could do a Fallout power armor skin.
Yeah, like stuff like that as
There's
events.
so much. You could do a helmet that's the Dovahkiin helmet in the cover art for Skyrim.
Yeah. I mean, like, I can't go on about this enough, but, like, imagine if, let's say, for example, Chiefs added to Smash, and then Nintendo actually let Microsoft do a crossover with, like, Halo, and, like, they add a Metroid, like, Samus armor coating to Halo.
Yes.
I think that would be sick. Like, that would just be such a cool little addition.
Yes.
Since we've had,
Yes,
Samus was supposed to be added to Fortnite, so I don't think Nintendo hates the idea of crossovers. So it'd be cool if we ever did get like a Nintendo like Samus coating in Halo, like, and I think as well that would help draw in other fans. Like you might have a few Metroid fans that like, okay, so I can make my character look like Samus in that game. Okay, I'll give it a go. I'll get an Xbox for that. Like, I could see it being a possibility. I just think that'd be a really cool, like, sort of crossover event.
Yes, and
I know
I want
this
to
is-
see stuff like that.
It's funny that we're not really talking about this as a battle royale setting, and just in general now.
Yeah, for real. Just, oh god, I'm not gonna say I have expectations for this game because I have measured my expectations to an extent, but I really think this game could change the industry all over again.
I think it could.
and really just pave a new path.
Saying this as someone that again has been playing Halo since before I can even remember. Like I've been playing it since pretty much a small child. I love these games, and looking at Infinite, I think it actually has potential to easily, quite possibly, even be the best Halo game. Like with how large it's set out itself to be, like with its open world campaign and how good the multiplayer looked. Like watching that multiplayer reveal, I was watching it with my dad and that, and I just sat there completely like gobsmacked the entire time because it just looked amazing, and I can't wait to
Looked like
play it.
Halo, man.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait for that beta. I can't wait for it. I just a little bit worried. I haven't received my insider email. I am definitely part of the insider program, so quite concerned.
You haven't received an insider email?
I haven't received an email. I saw a bunch of people had got emails where they were like, hey, you're an insider, get ready for the beta. And I was like,
oh,
where's mine?
Weird. Check your spam folder, maybe.
Yeah, I did. I was like, oh no. So now I'm really concerned because if everyone else gets beta access and I don't, I'll be really sad. I'll have nothing to stream. But no, I do hope we get, like, going back to it, I do hope we get a battle royale as part of the multiplayer because I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, I think I will end the video there. Thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.
No problem, dude. No problem. That was fun.
Make sure everyone goes and checks out his channel. I'll leave a link in the description and whatnot. But yes,
I'm dabbing right now. I'm dabbing.
You're
welcome.
I'll leave the video here. Again, thank you, and I'll catch you all in the next one.